Welcome back to the Your Girl Yaz podcast, the podcast to listen to if you're a female entrepreneur who's ready to attract more fun, more money, success, friendships, and amazing clients into your business. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope I can add some more positivity into your day in this episode. Hello, girls. Welcome back to another episode on the Your Girl Yaz podcast. So, I had an idea where I wanted to do a here's what I'd do if episode. So on this episode, I have been getting everyone from Instagram, in my community to message me the things that they're struggling with. And then I wanted to do an episode where I explain what I would do if I was in your situation, if I was dealing with, the confidence issues, the imposter syndrome, the struggles of running a business. There's some in here around relationships. I just thought I'd write them all down and just answer them as we go. I haven't planned my answers. I just feel like this is going to be a very intuitive episode based on what comes to mind. And I just feel like I love doing episodes like this where you guys can actually get involved. This is what everyone has sent me that they're struggling with right now in their businesses, in themselves. So I've got my laptop here, I've got all of them written down, and I'm so excited to dive in today. As you can see, if you're watching on YouTube or watching on Spotify, I'm in a lovely little cabin here. I'm in Uluwatu in Bali, and I have been here for 2 weeks now in Bali. I think over 2 weeks actually. And then I was in Lombok before in Indonesia, and one of my best friends is coming out at the weekend, so I get to spend 2 weeks with her, and then I'm going to Australia. So I feel like I have been traveling forever. I feel like I've been traveling for a year now, and I think it is because I've been moving around so much. I've been all over the south of Thailand, I've been to Lombok in Indonesia, I'm now in Bali, and I just feel like I've been going for it with all of the different places, and it has been so special. I feel like I've had so many little chapters that have taught me so much about myself, taught me so much about me and business, and just uncovered so much. So I'm sure I'll do lots of more episodes around my experience of traveling, but today I have a here's what I'd do episode for you. So number 1, here's what I would do if I was feeling overwhelmed in my business. So if you're feeling overwhelmed in your business right now, I want you to take a zoom out, maybe shut your eyes for a second. If this doesn't apply to you, this is nice to reflect in other areas of your life as well, thinking about where you're overwhelmed. And I just want you to take a deep breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, and release for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just keeping your eyes shut, or if you're walking or out, just becoming aware of your thoughts. I want to ask you, what are the 3 main things making you feel overwhelmed in your life or your business? And then I want you to pinpoint the one that is causing you the most stress. What is the one thing that's making you feel the most overwhelmed? And when you have that in your mind, you're welcome to open your eyes again or carry on with your day, carrying on listening to this episode. Now you've pinpointed the thing that's making you feel the most overwhelmed in your business. Even for me there, I thought about what's making me feel overwhelmed. And to be honest, for me, it's been a lot of just moving around and, maybe craving a bit more security and just a bit more routine. So thinking about your thing that's making you feel the most overwhelmed in your business right now, why is it making you feel overwhelmed? I want you to get really clear on, sometimes we just think, oh my gosh, it's just my whole business, everything. I feel like I don't know where to start. But usually there is a few key things that are making us feel stressed, making us feel overwhelmed. And I really want you to, maybe after this session or just write in your notes, that one thing that's making you feel really, really overwhelmed right now in your business. And I know that there's lots of things in this episode I'm going to talk about that you might relate to, maybe the confidence, the imposter syndrome, marketing, all of these things. But I do find when we can highlight it, we can then start to bring some awareness around how we want to deal with it. So let's say this thing that's making you feel really overwhelmed is you comparing yourself, or is you, not feeling like you have enough time for your business. Once you've highlighted that, you can start to break it down and ask yourself, okay, well, what do I want? Like, how can I minimize this overwhelm right now? How can I maybe just for this week take the pressure off doing this thing in my business? Or how can I come back to feeling calm around this area of my business? Or if you're generally just feeling so overwhelmed in your business right now, I really, really want you to just take a step back. A lot of the time, I'm noticing with my clients, with just the world of business, everything is so fast paced and everyone is moving so fast that it's so easy to get overwhelmed, and it's so easy to have like weeks or just periods of time where it just feels like you're running really fast and not being able to catch up. But we don't want to carry on running our businesses like this. Like, there are going to be periods where it does feel more stressful, or no one's perfect. It's hard to get the perfect balance in business, but I want you to remind yourself that you are only human. Like, we are just girls running businesses that are doing our best. And the more time you can take to rest, the more time you can take to meditate as well. I did a lovely episode with Sinead Hegarty, and we talked a lot around meditation and just giving yourself that time, each day or each week to take time out, to come back to deep breathing, to come back to really giving yourself that time. I feel like it just melts away a lot of our stresses and just allows us to really take that time and come back to ourselves. So if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, I want you to pinpoint the things that are making you feel the most overwhelmed. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how overwhelmed is that area making you feel? And then just bring some awareness around it. Okay, like asking yourself, what small things can I do to just minimize that? Or could I take a break this week from these things? Could I delegate these things? Could I ask for a bit of help in these areas? A lot of the time we feel like we have to do everything on our own. It's so much more powerful when you can actually come together. And I have actually created something called the CEO Club, which I'm so excited about. And this is all around you having support in your business. It's all around you feeling like you have other people to bounce off of. It's like when you are feeling really overwhelmed, you have people in your corner. You have me there to support you. I'm going to be doing 2 monthly sessions and just really, really helping everyone feel supported and loved in their business. So I can't believe I've gone straight into it, but I'm so excited about it. So I'll leave some more info in the show notes, my loves, if you want to join there. So I'm going to go to number 2 now. Here's what I would do if I was struggling to see progress and it feels hard to keep going. Honestly, this comes up so much because I definitely feel like, as well, in the beginning stage, or when you've had a little bit of time out of your business maybe, or just you just feel like you're trying with something and you're struggling to see the progress, it's hard to keep going. This is where it's going to test you. It's not always going to test you when things are good and you're getting loads of clients and everything's easy. The test comes on your mindset and your mental resilience when things are hard, like when you don't see it all out in the open. And this comes very much back to the unknown. It's so hard sometimes to trust in the unknown. It's so hard when you're putting in all the work to see the results that are going to come. And that's why I want you to really, really take the pressure off the results and come back to, why aren't things feeling fun right now? Like, if it's feeling like a bit of a chore, if, let's say, you're doing lots of outreach in your business, you're putting a lot into the back end, or doing lots of marketing, or doing all of the work and you're not seeing the reward, I want you to ask yourself, like, is it feeling like a chore or is it feeling fun? And yes, there's times we're going to have to get down and just go for it and do the hard work. But I'm such a big believer in making it fun along the way. Like, how can you add some more fun into the journey? Because you are going to get to that point. Like, if you do keep staying consistent, if you carry on, you are going to get where you want to be. Like, it is only a matter of time. And that might be 2 months, it might be 6 months, it might be 1 year, but I promise you, you're going to learn so much along the way if you just keep going. And even for me, like, I've just started YouTube, and that's a whole bloody journey in itself. And I'm uncovering my own fears coming up. Like, is this going to be sustainable? Like, have I got enough content? I'm already doing a lot. But at the same time, I'm like, imagine if I carried on doing this for 5 years, like, where could that lead me? And I actually think how special I get to look back at all of these vlogs that I'm going to be creating and, see part of my journey. And when I get kids, like, when I get kids, when I have kids, hopefully, like, them being able to see their mum being a crazy girl in her 20s that's just doing all this random stuff. So I want you to come back to as well the vision. I want you to come back to, like, really getting deep on your why, because a lot of the time, if you are feeling demotivated or you feel like it's hard to keep going, sometimes it's because you are disconnected with what you really want. And it's so easy to get lost in the noise of the business world and the online world, and that can really, really take you away from what's truly important. So I want you to really come back to, okay, what do I need to do here to make things fun again for me, for my business? Because that usually shifts everything in a lot of ways. And it's so hard to do on our own sometimes. And that's why I love being a mindset coach, because a lot of the time we all have blind areas, right? I have blind areas, you have blind areas. And a lot of the time it's really, really hard to get out of these ruts on our own. And that's why I do really, really recommend working with someone or having that support in yourself or, your business, because, like, I can see where you're struggling. I can see the areas that you might be limiting yourself right now and where you need that extra push to move forward. So if I was struggling right now to see progress, I would come back to what makes business fun. I would come back to deeper, what do you want long term? Like, how is it going to feel when you do have these things? And take the pressure off the end result and come back to the feeling and really just making things fun again, because it can be so easy to just keep chasing and chasing, but then you're going to get to a point where you're just like, I've done all of this but I don't feel good around it. So go back to the fun, my loves. Like, that is my best advice there for you. Come back to it. And if you need any support, you can always message me on Instagram at Yasmin Lily Hilston. I am always here to help. So the next one is, here's what I would do if I was stuck in an on and off situation with someone for 3 years. So this is really hard because it's so hard to break those bonds and break that habit of going back to someone that maybe feels safe or maybe someone that feels familiar. And a lot of the time, it's like we can go into fight or flight mode. So let's say there is someone in your life that you have been seeing for a long time. You may see that person as safe, or you may see that person as someone that is close to your heart, and it feels easy to go back to that person. It's the hardest thing in the world sometimes to break free from people that we associate with being safe to us. But I want to ask, you used the word stuck there. You said that you were stuck in an on and off relationship, situationship with someone. So the fact that you feel stuck is a sign that you know deep down that it isn't meant for you. I'm such a big believer in what's meant for you will not pass you by. And if you are feeling stuck in this situationship, then it's a sign that you know deep down it's not meant for you. And if it was, you'd be feeling, maybe you'd be boyfriend and girlfriend, maybe you'd feel really happy and excited about it. And you staying stuck in this situationship is actually causing you to maybe not be attracting someone that's better for you or meant for you. So I want you to sit down and write all of the reasons why you feel stuck. I want you to write down the reasons why you feel like you can't get out of this, why you feel like it has been 3 years, and that you feel like, look at the fears that are coming up there. Asking yourself, what fears are actually coming up for me around cutting it off with this person? Like, what would it feel like to not have them in my life? And it is the scariest thing to do, to cut them out. And I also think it's really, really important to sometimes replace things. And I know it talks a lot about that in the book Atomic Habits of, it's hard to just go cold turkey with someone or something. But when you can replace that, like, imagine the time that you were spending meeting up with this person or texting this person. What could you be doing instead that would be benefiting your future? Would it be, trying a new sport? Would it be doing journaling, investing in yourself, trying a new class, going dating and just exploring that again around other people? A lot of the time it's so scary to communicate how we feel. And this is definitely something I've struggled with, is actually it can be one thing knowing that this person or thing isn't right for us, but then actually communicating it is really, really hard. But I want you to know, like, what is the risk of you not communicating it? Do you want it to be another 3 years of you going on and off and this stopping you from really, really opening yourself up to someone new? So this is something that is really hard. But if you were listening, and I'll send this to my lovely friend who put this in, I want you to really just dive deep into this. And, you can always speak to me around it, but just really dive deep on what this is holding you back from. Because I think sometimes it's really good to ask ourselves, like, me staying in this, staying stuck, what is that holding me back from? And using that to really give yourself that answer there. So I hope that helps. And I'm so here for you if you need more support around this. So, next one is, here's what I would do if I was stuck with posting. I love creating content, but I get overstimulated when trying to choose posts. And this is so normal. Even for me, right? I have retreats, I have the podcast, I was doing self-love events, I'm traveling, I have my coaching, and I sometimes feel like I've got so much that I want to post. And then it comes to, I want to post on Instagram, TikTok, we have email marketing, bloody starting a YouTube. So it's so overstimulating. Like, okay, well, what do I post on where? When do I post? Is that content going to perform well? Like, all of these things. But the best thing that's helped me, do you want to know? Generally following my intuition. And I've gone on such a journey when it comes to content, because there's loads of people that are going to tell you that you need to follow a structure, that this works for one platform, this works for another, and that is true. But the best thing to do is just try it, like, find your feet. And I know for me, what works really well on my Instagram is mixing it up, like, just taking the pressure off being perfect. From the start, I've really just focused on posting what I want, and I've tried to really not follow other people in my industry and not feel the pressure of, like, oh my gosh, I need to be showing up like everyone else in my industry. I'm posting this or posting that. And I've generally just tried to have as much fun with it, because the times that I haven't, the times that I've tried to follow an exact structure, plan my content a month in advance, it gets like 2 weeks in and I just get the ick with it. I'm like, I don't want to post that anymore. Like, that was so 2 weeks ago. So really, really post the content that you enjoy. Like you said there, you love creating content, but you get overstimulated trying to choose posts. So come back to the contents you love. Like, what type of content do you love posting? Is it, talking stories? Is it posting really nice graphic reels? Is it posting day in the life vlogs? Because a lot of the time as well, you can put clips together, and I do voiceovers on them, and I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to say? Like, what do I want to share today or this week? And a lot of the time it just flows to me, and those are the reels that do the best, because it's come from the heart. It's not come from me reading a script. And I like sharing podcast clips because it's when I'm really deep in my podcast episodes. So it's such a journey of figuring it out. But I think I did a good episode with Sync Social and Beth, and she really talks about taking the pressure off, like going slow to start with, not feeling like you need to post 7 times a week, going with 1 or 2 posts a week to start with, and building that up if it feels good, and also sticking with 1 or 2 posts if that feels good as well. I think a lot of people are coming out of the stage of wanting to be consistent, like post every day, and actually coming back to intuitively what feels good to you. So I want you to use your intuition there. I want you to take the pressure off and come back to the content you love, and actually do that today if you can. Like, okay, I'm going to post something today, I'm going to schedule 20 minutes, and it's not going to be perfect, and I'm going to take the pressure off it being perfect, and I'm just going to get it out there. Another thing to do here is actually look at the fears that are coming up, like asking yourself, why am I not posting? Like, what is making me feel really overstimulated? And when you get to the bottom of that, that helps you really, really dive deeper, because when you understand, oh, like, maybe it's deeper than you feeling blocked right now. Maybe it's actually, I'm so scared that if I do post, my dream client out there is gonna want to come on board with me, and then I don't feel ready. Like, a lot of the time there's deeper reasons to this shit, and that's why I love doing like empower hours with people to help them get to the root of why they're sometimes their own worst nightmares. And that's why I love the CEO club, doing it in a group environment, and also my one-to-one coaching. Like, I feel like over the last 2 years I've just really solidified the type of work I love doing, and I just can't wait to keep bringing it. It's beautiful. So I hope that helps. So the next one is, here's what I would do if I was overthinking reaching out to people / clients. Now, if you're running a business, or if you're an aspiring business owner, it's really, really hard, isn't it? And I remember me at the beginning, right? I was like, oh my gosh, I would absolutely just die if I had one client. Like, that would just make me the happiest girl in the world, getting the chance to help one person with their business, getting the chance to help one person feel really confident in themselves and just start shining bright. And fast forward nearly 2 years, the fact I've been able to help so many girls and, have the podcast consistently and just do so many things to help other people and retreats. And I'm like, I can't believe it. But, for the first 6 months of my business, things were not like this. I was having all the fears. I didn't want to show up on Instagram. I didn't want to post online. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm cringing myself out, like just talking and posting these videos and, learning about everything. And, the thought of charging to do coaching was so scary because I was having all these fears, like I'm not good enough, I'm too young, I need a degree, like all of these different fears that were holding me back. But I just think, imagine if I didn't start. Like, all of these fears right now are holding you back from your dream clients. These fears around overthinking, of reaching out to people. Imagine if you did reach out to 10 people and you had someone reply and say, do you know what? I have been looking for someone like you. I have been dreaming of having someone that helps me with this. And I always find as well, there is going to be that person. Like, the more you keep showing up, these people are out there, and sometimes you need to break it down to people. You need to explain to people why. And I find DMing people and having that personal interest is so special, because I've made so many friends just through Instagram and chatting to other girls in the same industry as me, and just having natural chats. Like, I find as well, take the pressure off, like it having to be a perfect message or the perfect, scripted something. And with one of my clients, we've been doing this recently, where I was like, well, why don't you send them a voice note? Like, she has been diving deep into their brands and the people that she wants to work with, and actually sending them all a really personal voice note and just saying, like, I love what you do. You'd be the person I'd love to work with. This is what I'd love to help you with. And if you are interested, just, let me know. I'm here for you. And I just find the personal aspect of things is so special now. So asking yourself, how can you make it personal to them? Like, how can you really, really help that person understand your value? And first of all, you have to really understand the value that you have to bring. So get clear on your why. Like, why do people need to work with you? Why do people need you in their life? Like, I'm so confident in what I do now, and that is because I've like taken the incremental changes. I started doing coaching for free at the start, and then I started doing it for a small amount, and then I built it up and started working with a business coach who helped me really build that confidence in myself. And then, fast forward now, I'm really confident in myself. And there's still times when you're like, pricing and different things can come up, but when you can really build that belief in yourself, then it does make it easier for you to sell your value to other people. So get clear on your value, my girl. Okay, here's what I would do if I was struggling with working on my own a lot and feeling lonely. So I made a promise to myself, right, when I moved to Australia when I was 22, that I was finally going to be myself. You're probably thinking, where's she going with this time? Now, in the past, I'd really, really struggled with people pleasing. I'd always try to, I would say it like a bit of a showgirl. Do you know what I mean? I'd always sort of like be this big personality and struggle to just be myself. I feel like I was always putting on a bit of a front and sort of being the version of me that I'd want people to see and experience. And when I moved to Australia, I was like, right, I'm finally just going to be myself, and whoever likes me for me is going to actually be a real friend, is actually going to like me for the real me, and that's going to be something really special. Now, when I moved back to England, I knew that I sort of had to make some new friends. I knew that I really, really wanted to make more like minded friends and be around people that were inspiring, that were like me, that, had goals and ambitions, but also wanted to have fun with their businesses and just real girly vibes. So I really, really understand like how it can feel. So I was in that position where I just knew that things could feel really, really lonely if I don't make these friends. So I decided that actually I'm in control of myself, I'm in control of my business, and I'm going to go out there and make my own friends and, put myself out there, get out my comfort zone. And what did I do? I actually bloody created my own self love events. I was like, I'm going to make these self love events because I know there must be other girls out there like me that want to work on themselves, that maybe don't just want to party all the time, that want to get to know themselves and really, really meet other people. Because what is the point in all of this if you are doing it on your own? So, right now, if you're trying to figure everything out on your own, the first thing I would say is community has changed my life and my business. Like me doing these self love events and me doing my first retreat taught me so much around how special it is when we can come together. And that's why a big direction of my business has come into community now. Like I'm a mindset coach on a group program. I've created the CEO club and, I'm doing my second retreat in Spain because there is nothing like having the support. So the advice I'd give for this is how can you stop doing things on your own? Like, how can you reach out for support? Because a problem shared is a problem halved. And causing yourself this stress, you feeling like you're trying to figure out everything out on your own, that could be holding you back from so much success. And that is why I've created the CEO Club, because imagine you have a group chat where all of these struggles, you can pop them in the group chat and know that I'm going to be here to give you support. There's going to be other beautiful girls in the community that truly want to help you. And I feel like the people I've attracted into my little CEO bubble really, really want other people to win. And it's not a hustle culture type of vibe. It's very much really taken away from like the results, the pressure, and just coming back to everyone having that space to build fun, vibrant businesses. And I'm going to be doing 2 45-minute sessions a month, and these sessions are all going to be around fun, around you having the support and you not feeling like you have to do everything on your own. So my best advice for this would be to join the CEO Club. It's £33 a month. I wanted to make it affordable. That is similar to like a gym membership. I wanted it to be really, really the hub, the best place for you to have that space for your business, for your mindset, and you to have that support when it comes. So if you want more info, you can always message me on Instagram as well, my loves. So I hope that helps. And I just definitely think not feeling like you have to do things on your own, like getting out your comfort zone and reaching out to those people, reaching out to me and sharing what you've been struggling with. And I will definitely be there to support you and help. So, my loves, the next one is here's what I would do if I was always seeing other people's success and it was triggering me. This is hard, isn't it? Because there's no rule book to running a business. It's not like we're taught this stuff in school on how to handle when we compare ourselves, how to handle that resentment or that envy or jealousy, these emotions that come up that can feel so icky. It does, doesn't it? Like when you feel jealous of someone, it can actually feel quite embarrassing in ourselves. It can feel like, oh my gosh, why am I feeling like this? Like, I don't want to feel like this. And it can be really hard. So I really hear you if you're struggling with this. I just want to remind you that this is so normal and it's not an emotion that we're taught to deal with. It's not an emotion that we have a lot of support around. But I want you to be able to have that space to reframe it. So, first of all, I want to ask you, what about other people's success, or can you think of someone that you feel envious of, or someone that you feel like actually has been triggering you recently? And I want you to write it down on a piece of paper, write down their name. I want you to write down what has been triggering you around this person. Like, is it, their success in their business? Is it the amount that they show up online? Is it that you think that they're fully booked and, they all perfect and everything? Because a lot of the time we put these people on a pedestal and then we're just making ourselves feel really, really rubbish. And that is the thing, when you go on Instagram, you're just constantly seeing success stories or the highlight reels or the good things, and people don't share the bad things as much. That is just how it is right now, isn't it? Like, it is hard. So I want you to be able to reframe this. How can you reframe this into a positive? Now, one really good method I have for this is them having that success, or, let's use the example of someone being fully booked in their business. They've got amazing clients, they're really, really happy, and right now that's highlighting to you that maybe you're in your full-time job still, or you don't have, these clients, or you're struggling with something. I want you to ask, like, what is it highlighting to me that I don't have? And then how can I reframe it? How can I use them having that as inspiration to be like, well, if it's possible for them, then that shows it's possible for me. And that's what I do all the time. Like, if someone's got something that I want, instead of getting jealous around it, actually congratulating them, actually reaching out to them and being like, do you know what? That is so amazing. You should be so proud of yourself. And thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for being someone that's gone out there and done it, and then now being able to inspire me that it's possible for me. Do you have any advice for me? The more that you can do that, the more that you can reframe that jealousy and envy, it's gonna like float away. Like, when you can automatically like reframe it, feel it, reframe it, feel it, and then use that to like fuel, to inspire you. Okay, well, how can I take their advice, or how can I start showing up for myself and use this to inspire me? Like, what could this inspire me to do in my business or myself? So I think a lot of the time it's actually reframing how you see other people's success. And if you are always seeing it, start rewarding yourself, being like, okay, that is amazing that they've got that success. Now, how can I use that? Like, how can I use that to fuel me and, get myself out of bed and get myself going for it with my business? And a lot of the time, the awareness just really helps. Like, if you can recognize, actually, I am feeling a bit jealous right now, recognizing that that is a sign that it's possible for me too. So definitely message me around this one if you struggle with it, if there's someone in particular or something in particular. Obviously, you don't have to say any names, but I'm always here to help, my loves. So the next one is feeling like we are the only ones going through struggles. It feels like that, doesn't it? Like, we are our own worst nightmares for getting in our heads, feeling like we are on death's doors, or we are the ones struggling the most. And even sometimes, like, I was in a yoga class this morning and I was proper wobbling about, and I was like, oh my gosh, am I the worst person in this yoga class? But then I was literally like, no one is looking at me. Everyone is so busy looking at themselves. Like, everyone is so busy having their own thoughts or dealing with their own battles and struggles that a lot of the time people aren't even noticing yours. That's actually quite a nice point to highlight, that everyone is going through their own struggles. And that's why I think vulnerability is such a superpower, because the more that you can be vulnerable and share, like when I can share on here what I'm struggling with, I guarantee at least one person that listens has struggled with or is struggling with the same thing, or knows someone that's struggling with the same thing. And then that helps us connect with each other. Like, when you can see other people that are going through the same battles, like, it just helps us realize that we are not on our own. So if you feel like you're the only one going through a struggle, I challenge you to open up to someone in your family or your friends, or open up to someone and also see what they're struggling with. Like, honestly, it's so powerful when you can open up to someone and be vulnerable. And I often find this is when we have the most connection. Like, this is when you can really build beautiful relationships with people and deepen relationships, is when you can open up and be vulnerable. So I urge you to do that. I urge you to use this to, highlight what you're struggling with, and ask other people what they're struggling with. And, an example for me would be like, I was struggling, feeling really, really overwhelmed coming out of the fitness retreat I went in. Like, I went in the retreat for 6 days, and then I come out, and then I sort of had all of my work scheduled into like 3 days, and then I also wanted to spend time with the girls I'd met at the retreat, and I feel like I just was trying to do everything, and then at the weekend I went to Canggu to see my friends, and then I got Bali belly, I got really ill, and that was probably because I was doing so much and I didn't give myself time to stop. So then this week again, no one's perfect. Like, I won't ever sit here and say that I'm perfect. Like, then this week was like, whoa, I really, really need to just spend a lot more time on my own this week. I just need to have my own space. And I was so excited because I'm in this lovely space. I'm in my own cabin, and I've come back to just like, okay, that was a bit too much. Like, now I just know for next time, I just will plan things a little bit slower, and I'll just make sure that, you know, I really have my downtime, because I really need downtime around my work and business. And like, you just can't do everything. Like, that is so important for me to just feel under control and feel like, you know, excited and happy and secure in myself. So, you know, you're going to learn from everything. This is going to be something that we really, really struggle with all the time, but just recognizing your struggles as something to learn from as well. And that just helps me learn all the time. Like, I'm always learning and always growing and always making mistakes and doing silly things, but that allows me to grow so much and learn so much about myself. So that is actually amazing that, you know, you've had that realization. So using this to connect with other people is a special one there. Guys, I feel like I've been doing so many of these. Here's what I'd do if I was having a bad month with money, especially for my girlies running businesses. It's really hard. And I remember at the beginning, for ages, I was living off hardly any money and, you know, investing everything I was earning as a nanny into my business. And then when I moved back to England, I really, 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 really just wanted to be a full-time coach, but it wasn't realistic. Like, I had to get another job to support my business. And as much as, like, you know, when you really want something, you really, really want to be earning the money or want the freedom, sometimes it just doesn't happen straight away. And that was the case for me. Like, it takes time. It takes, you know, people building up trust in you, and it can just be hard. So when you are having a bad month for money, one thing that's really, really helped me is getting clear on, you know, how much do I want to be earning a month, and not just throwing figures out of nowhere, but like, why? Like, what I do with all of my clients is get clear on why. Like, what do you really, really want the money for? Let's break it down. Is it for saving towards something like a house? Or for me, I've got my van savings pot because I really, really want to buy a van and just travel in my van. Is it to support your family? Is it to pay your bills? Or is it to get out of debt? Like, whatever it is, getting really, really clear on what you want the money for. And if you've had a bad month with money, trusting that that was just a bad month. Like, trusting that we can build it up again. Like, it doesn't define you, it doesn't define anything about your character. Like, this is about giving yourself a chance to build up again and not letting it carry on spiraling. I've done a lot of work around money mindset, and a lot of the time we have so many fears around money. We're not taught growing up how to handle money, or I wish we were taught around taxes and investing and saving. Like, how much nicer would that be, rather than having to figure it all out ourselves. But I actually did like money mindset courses. I've tried to read different books around money mindset, and my favorite book is Get Rich Lucky Bitch by Denise Thomas. That is a book that's helped me so much with my money mindset. Now, if money mindset is a new term for you, I want to ask you, how do you speak around money? Are you constantly telling yourself that I don't have enough money, that money doesn't come to me, that I'm just scraping by? Or are you starting to instill positive beliefs around money to yourself? Like, I have an app called Parrot, which I can record on, and I'm constantly listening to like my money affirmations of like, money is constantly flowing to me. Money is easy for me. It feels so good earning big chunks of money. Like, all of this stuff to really, really help turn my money mindset around. And it's something we constantly have to work on. Like, let's say you do hit like a £5,000 month, then you're going to have fears around hitting the next limit and the next like income month. There's always going to be barriers that you're going to have to work through. So I would really, really recommend reading Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And on the Empower Hours I do a lot of sometimes money mindset work to get to the root of the fears that you have around earning a high income. So I would say when it comes to money, it's such a mindset field. It's such a battle of, there's so many things that could be holding you back right now. So if you have a bad month with money, I would highly recommend just trusting that that is a bad month. I would highly recommend doing the money mindset work, you can listen to the book Get Rich Lucky Bitch on Spotify and straight away start working on your money mindset and setting yourself some little goals of like what you would like your money mindset to be like. But this is something I think I've done like whole episodes around money mindset and something that I could be here all day talking about. Now, my loves, I feel like I've been talking for so long. I feel like I need to do a part 2. So I am going to leave you with all of that for now. All of those, here's what I would do. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please let me know on Instagram at Yasmin Lily Hilston. Also, if you feel like this would benefit someone that you know, maybe a friend, maybe one of your business friends, maybe a family member who's running a business, please send it to them. That would mean the world to me. And hopefully this has been really helpful and you've taken some things out of this episode. And I've really, really enjoyed answering some of your struggles and just giving that girly big sister advice. So thank you all. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode on the Your Girl Yaz podcast. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 a.m. UK time, so I look forward to seeing you back here. I also have a free higher self meditation course for you to learn to meditate, to relax, to switch off, that's available for you to access now in the show notes. And also don't forget to follow the podcast wherever you're listening, rate, leave us a review. I appreciate it way more than you could ever know. Thank you so much again for listening. If you've got any feedback of the podcast, my Instagram at Yasmin Lily Hilston is also linked in the show notes, and I really appreciate it.